Oh, say, can you see the light? What's the problem with shouldn't have turned down those cue cards. Oh.
Welcome back to the United States of Australia. I am the Aussie guy, and I hope upon hope my audio is okay. I was on Get My Go, the first live Get My Go just before this, and I had to bail out because my audio sucked, and that is heartbreaking. But anyway, let's bring in our first contestant on the show this week. He's my friend and he's yours, just Josh. How you doing, brother?
Hey, doing all right. Unlike Trey Hendrickson, who's been granted permission for a trade out of Cincinnati, I've unfortunately been franchise tagged for the 29th straight year. So I'll be here again.
Very good. You know what would have been great if you had have come on and fucked with me and said, "Dude, can't hear you. What's going on?" Yeah. Yes. But no, thank you for joining me. And well, it's just a trio this week. Is also joining us is a man that when 5 police officers knock on his door, he requests a cavity search from each of them. Robbie, the Mariner fan.
Once again, I didn't see that coming. I thought you were going to be like in a one-man trio is Robbie the Mariner fan, and you went in a different direction.
I'll save that for the next time. There's only 3 of us, so thank you, Robbie.
Just think the amount of self-loathing that I'm better at coming up with jokes on the spot about myself than anything else.
No, Robbie,
I partially blame you for that, by the way.
Well, I'm glad. Shit Show says, let's get this guy some sleeves.
I agree.
It's the last little part of summer Shit Show.
Have you ever heard of an undershirt?
What? Fuck you. Look at the guns. Look at the guns. But no, we're slowly turning with the weather, and pretty soon I'll be back to the green hoodie. Don't you worry about that. Maybe the blue West Coast Eagles hoodie as well. But yes, Robbie, I've got a special little treat for you actually.
Oh, goody!
It's not edible.
And this is what I love about our relationship, Robbie, is because I said I got a special treat, and you said "oh goody" in a very sarcastic manner, which means you're expecting something.
It says the wokesters say it's my lived experience.
Yeah, well, let's just check out the clip from my buddy Shmuel Buckman, friend of the show.
Who doesn't follow me. Join that to the long list of guests on this show that don't follow me. Go on.
Subscribe to his channel. I think it's at Shmuel Buckman on
I do.
On YouTube. You subscribe to him on YouTube as well?
I'm pretty sure, and I know I follow him.
Well, no, you're talking about Twitter/X. Right?
No, but I'm pretty sure I follow his YouTube page too.
Yeah, I know, but you don't. You don't have a YouTube page personally, so he can't really.
Yeah, I do.
There,
but I can subscribe.
Yes, but he can't subscribe to you, is what I'm saying.
No, but he could follow me on Twitter.
Anyway, I was watching Shmuel live. Yeah, he could. Shmuel, can you follow him, please? He's such a desperate, needy little baby.
Crying out of here.
Yeah. Anyway, I was checking out Shmuel live the other day, and we got this little clip for you, Robbie.
Guy who's one of my favorite people, who's always here, and I watch his show every Sunday morning.
By the way, just watch Dave Sarah on the right here. Just watch how clearly he's not a fan of our show and how disinterested he is in this. But
that's interesting. He's nice to me. Go on.
Yeah, no, and he's been a guest on this show. But no, he just he starts typing and shit. He's like, yeah, I've got no time for this. I don't care. But anyway.
Not that Echo-Aussie crap, but the real, the United States of Australia show with one of my favorite YouTube people, Robbie the Mariner fan.
See, Robbie? I didn't ambush you, did I?
I'm waiting for I'm so fucked up in the head. I was waiting for you to press unplay where he's like, that fucking weirdo. Like, I was waiting for the B roll to keep going or whatever.
It's not always.
I was like, where's the hook? Where's the part where he calls me a fat fuck? But no, that was nice.
Cynically Insane says, I'm about to get on a flight. Get
Thoughts
to the
and
good
prayers.
stuff already. Well, Cynically Insane, you're wasting my time and making me bring that comment up. And I mean, what do you want, Cynically Insane? What's the good stuff? Because I did want to get to this
Well
one.
done.
Well, waiting for the other schmule to drop. Very good. Thank you, shit show. This week, Robbie, you're not really familiar with who Chad Zumock is, are you?
I've heard the name, but that's about it.
Josh, you familiar
I know
with
the
Chad
face, I know the name, but other than that, I really.
Right, very good. So my joke to start the show makes a little bit more sense when we get into this clip from Chad Zumock.
Hold on. Fuck. All right. Sorry. I know this is kind of weird. Hold on. I'll be right back. God damn it.
Gremlins.
Sorry about the abrupt ending. I gotta go. Sorry. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. Bye.
All right, so Chad, clearly something was going on. He's home, right, fellas? Judging by that, yes.
Something happened all of a sudden.
Yes, did seem like.
Speaking from experience, he might have diarrhea or something he's got to take care
we
of.
knew it was going there.
Yeah.
That could be. That's a good point, Robbie. You had to leave the show abruptly a couple of weeks ago because, well, you shit your pants on the way to the toilet, right? That was what happened. Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
Not a fart.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what happened to Chad. Here comes his explanation.
Sorry for the abrupt ending to my show. I felt like I needed to come on here and explain what happened. There were 5 cops at my door. And they said that they got reports that there were drugs and guns in my house. So I had to go take care of that real quick.
Huh?
So he got swatted.
No,
Yeah, but
like,
go,
that's
Robbie.
weird. No, you go ahead first. That's weird.
Well, no, the immediate thing is drugs and guns. Okay, do you have a warrant? No,
yeah,
you
exactly.
Like
the
what do you
only way
mean,
to get
Chad?
effectively swatted is to be like, yeah, there's a break-in. There's something where they can waive, like they can go ahead
Yeah,
without a warrant.
Like they'd come in, without the
And what
warrant.
state does he live in by chance?
Is it
Florida?
Oh, well, I was going to say most states, they don't give a fuck about drugs anymore. But yeah, but still, like, I'm
But you
5 cops for, this guy owns guns in Florida. That's a shocker.
Exactly. Like the guns in Florida thing, certainly not a big deal.
Is he
maybe
like a
because-
felon or something? Like, that would be
Well,
the only way.
with the credit cards and stuff and the stalking
That's
charges,
true.
I don't know if he's still a felon or if he is a felon. But the drugs thing, every cop. Why is he smiling? Great point, Jason. And Mate's like, yeah, exactly. He's smiling his way to his next lie. But yeah, the drugs thing, like every cop knows there's no point going to that door without a warrant if you're looking for drugs. There ain't no person with drugs in the house that are gonna let you in because you got a phone call.
You'd be surprised how stupid you would be surprised how stupid some people are, though.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Coach Six String Man says, why, yes, he is a felon, Robbie. Yeah, that's what I thought. I assume he had felonies, or at least one felony with the credit cards, but I wasn't sure what deal he got and if it gets expunged after a few years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I believe that's what Ricada got, and I assume that's what Aaron Imholt's about to get with his revenge porn charge. So yeah, I assume. We all assume Chad Zumock's a felon. Anyway.
I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Usually when stuff like that happens, because it's happened quite a bit, not to this extreme where there were 5 cops, but I never mention it. I just never bring it up. Because I know
it happens all the time. I never mention it.
Yeah, it happens all the time, but usually it's just 1 or 2 and it's whatever.
It was a slow day.
We got the ladies in the house. We got Michaela. Now, Patrick Melton says I should scream at you, Michaela, but I'm not going to do that. He's just trying to shake up the DV. Yeah, that's what Chad does. Things are getting a bit dull. Stuttering John's gone. All that. Chad needs to come up with some bullshit to sort of
Well,
get
he
people
makes it
talking
sound
again.
like he makes it sound like it was the 2 cops I know by their first name. It was the other 3 that I've never seen before. That's what got me shook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there are people that get in trouble so often with the law that they'll learn about like the personal lives of the 2 cops that always get the call to go check on them. But 5 cops that's just too many.
He's gone too far with the lie. Like
exactly.
Say one cop knocked on the door. Don't say drugs. They need a warrant. Say like they'd got to report that you were beating someone up or raping a woman.
Well,
or
that's even worse.
Yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube. I might lose my channel. But
I talked over you, so hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, good point. But no, he's just gone with the dumbest lie possible. That's what I love about Chad Zumock is when he hits that lie, he doesn't really think about it at all. He just takes the most basic thing he can think of.
They want the dopamine rush, but since it was that extreme, I felt like
dopamine rush.
Sorry. Yeah, Husey is here. Audio sounds better here than GMG. Thanks, Husey. I was fucking so stressed about not being good for my show.
I will say this is a pretty diabolical lie if this was all over, like Robbie was trying to say, like maybe it was a case of diarrhea that hit real quick. It's like, all right, now let me go outside and walk this one off and really come up with something.
I mean, if they really want, I don't know how some of those counties will record like 911 calls or stuff like that. You can go back and look.
Yeah.
Like if someone really had a bunch of time on their hands, they could see like, was there ever a call during this time frame where, because you know what I mean?
Robbie, have you heard of a man or a potato named Cardiff Electric?
Yeah, he creeps me out.
Yeah, he had some time on his hands.
Oh no.
No police officer in Chad's area was dispatched to his street at that time.
That's too good.
It's great. And Husey also says 32 watching, now 34, but only 10 likes. Hit the like button. Thank you, Husey.
Hit it.
Appreciate it. And now, Shit Show, you need to put in a super chat telling me how much Husey's not funny and he's a loser. If you could, please, Shit Show.
Is it really? Is it Shit Show or 5 hit 5 how, or is that an Eckle joke?
That's just
no. So
5 hit 5 how.
It's an Eckle thing that I created. Eckle said Shit Show on What's Your Handle, and I said, that actually says 5 hit 5 how.
Oh, okay.
And then it became Eccles' thing. And because I immediately went, no, I call him Shit Show. I'm just telling you that's how it's spelled. And so he's done 5 hit 5 out ever since. So yeah, that's the story behind that. Anyway, a little bit left to Chad. This has been way more fun than I actually thought. I thought we'd get through this quick, but Chad's stupidity is really funny.
I don't know. It was pretty weird. But obviously there was no drugs or guns, so there's nothing.
Or cops.
Now, just by that though, like obviously there's no drugs and guns. So does that mean you let him in and let him have a look around?
That would even be better than him making up this story. That would be even funnier for me. Like,
yeah, go have a look.
But I felt like I had to pop on real quick just to tell you what was going on. Because everyone thought something happened. I mean, something did happen. It just was not something.
Is that not the best ending to a video you've ever heard? Because everyone thought something happened. I mean, something did happen, but it wasn't something.
What I want to know is what was so bad that lie in his head was like, this will be much easier. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing about Chad is I don't know that he ever thinks that deep about it. Like I think he just goes, "I'll do this to draw some views or some talk." And look, people are talking about it. We just played the clip.
That's true.
I mean? Like, he got what he wanted out of it. Like maybe Chad's a genius. You know what I mean? But I don't know that we've ever got this far into the show ever before without doing
Aaron's boring, and April adds nothing. It's gonna be great. We're scripting this morning. Come on. It's time for Movie and the Script. It's time for Movie and the Script. It's gonna be mediocre as fuck. It's time for Movie and the Script.
Scrimping.
Scrimping indeed. Jesus Christ. Adam Hughes is here with 2 pounds. Oops. Hey, Dean Galloway. It's Adam Hughes. How's Perth? One of Adam Hughes' favorite things is to dox me in any way he can.
Wait, Hughesy's first name is Adam?
Yeah, he's Adam Hughes. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Dublin. Is it Dublin? No, Belfast.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's Belfast.
So which was the part that was real pro IRA? Was that all of Ireland or?
Yeah, I don't know. Hughes is actually British. Oh, sorry. Yeah, British. Because he's Northern Ireland. Yeah, he's not the Republic of Ireland. He's Northern Ireland, so he's actually British.
So he's British, but okay. I know there's dynamics there, so I'm not going to make a joke.
Well, because Great Britain is like Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England. He hates England.
Okay. In America, we just instinctively think Britain means England and England means Britain. It's kind of...
Yeah, no, exactly. You need to learn a little bit more. Well, that's the joke in the Ted Lasso thing.
Oh,
okay. Like, he goes, how many countries are in this country?
I watched like half of season 1. Yeah, so I felt like that's all I needed to see.
That's from the original like 5-minute bit they did.
Oh.
The
one time in my life I was ever slightly drunk was the first episode of Ted Lasso, which just shows how fun my life is. That the first time I was drunk was watching Ted Lasso.
Yeah, that's
pretty sad.
What should we go with? Well, I'll go with this one first. I think this is the one that I thought was some of the most amazing projections. Sorry, we're on to the steel toe segment after Hughes' interruption. And Aaron's had a fun week, and obviously we're going to get to Martini Dog and all of that discussion, but wanted to kick it off with this one because, I thought this was pretty amazing projection as of course, everyone talks about Nick Recader.
Believe it or not, kind of buying it. I'm actually sorry. I just got some really good news via text, and I'm really happy about it. And it distracted me for a brief second.
Wait, I might have set this up wrong.
I don't think I can tell you. I don't think I should tell you what the good news is that I just got, but I'm very, very happy about it.
I can barely hear Aaron.
I had to turn it up.
Stellar news.
Really?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, so that was. Yeah, I think that was actually the Stalin clip. It was it suddenly gets louder at this point. Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
Celebrating a little bit tonight. I have a couple of things to celebrate. One I can tell you about. The other one I can't tell you about. I did have kind of my exit interview on the boxing stuff. It turns out they just want to kind of look into the things that were said, and they just.
So this is the boxing thing. So I set this up completely wrong. I think what I was setting up the projections in the other clip. So this is Aaron hinting in his good news, and the boxing stuff. So this goes back to apparently they received complaints, not a background check. It was complaints about Aaron abusing children or something like that. Anyway. He said back then they just needed to look into it and it'd be a couple of days and he'd be back on track. Now he's like, again, like we're all retarded going, they're just looking into it and it's going to be 2 to 4 weeks. Yeah, we knew that a month ago, Aaron. Like we knew this was going to take a couple of months. You're just catching up to this. You're figuring out that the process is slow. Like it's the desperate need to feel like he's getting a win like that I just find the most fascinating about him, like how he has to twist things. Yeah, it blows my mind.
Want to make sure everything's good. They ended it with, when you get all your boxing and your coaching licenses back, how are you going to use them? So I was very happy with that. It went very well.
Doesn't that sound like someone going for parole? When you get out of prison, how?
Well, yeah, it sounds like he already got. This isn't just an investigation. It sounds like he got punished if it got taken away.
Yeah.
There's a difference between temporarily suspended and like, yeah, they took it away for a while, but maybe I'll get it back.
Yeah. I love his skin.
Well, looks like, I think they said in the next 2 to 4 weeks we'll have the process wrapped up. So I was very excited about that today. Had a great talk with Scott as well. We're all excited to put all this
Dude, stop bringing up Scott. Like, let him just like, he got some heat that he didn't like, and you backed off because he scolded you for it. It's like, why did you turn all this heat on us? Just stop bringing up Scott, man. Just
Scott's the coach, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel so bad. Like, did he know Aaron was going to be dragged into the shit show when he let Aaron coach, or is this all just like?
Well, no, he was, again, like they're a little boxing gym where he was like, yeah, it's fine. You can teach guys. You don't need this, all this other bullshit. But then Aaron became a dickhead on the internet and got a bunch of people to focus their attention on some shit. And so then it became a problem for Scott.
I don't know about, so with USA Boxing, I know if they find out there's a guy who's coaching and doesn't have a USA Boxing certification, even if they've been like a pro boxer, shit can hit the fan. Because when I worked at my previous job, I was like, why are all the boxers here but none of the coaches? And so I eventually learned that they're like, yeah, lawyers are involved. They told them if they get on the premises before the USA Boxing certifies them again, they're everyone's getting sued. Like, it's a big deal to coach. Wow. If you hold like a USA Boxing title gym and you're just letting a guy do more than just what he's like, if he's paying to spar and box, that's what he is. You can't just like suddenly be like, oh, you're a pseudo coach or you're kind of a coach. Because then if anything happens while that guy's on the premises, lawsuits can start flying everywhere.
A greatest sparring record of all, too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very good. Gino Bobino, thanks for joining us. Says Imholted. Scott was Imholted, which a take on the DeVito'd. Let's continue.
Sense behind us. And then the other thing I'm very excited about. It's been a good news Wednesday. What can I say? So, cheers. Let's have a great show.
I thought he was a recovering alcoholic.
Is that like the most pathetic sip you've ever seen? It's almost like he didn't even take a sip.
Yeah, I don't think he took a sip of anything.
I want to scooch back. Look, let's watch this sip.
He talks so fast after he takes that sip.
Let's have a great show.
What was that?
Because always celebrate good days. Always, because
this
steel toe the motivational speaker.
But doesn't this look like every like drunk scene in a movie? Like someone takes a swig of a drink. Always celebrate good days.
It looks like every like drinking scene in a Sopranos type show or something, you know?
Yeah.
When they're sitting around the table. Yeah.
Good days are fleeting. Most days are not good and they're not bad. Most days are just days. So when you have one that stands out, make sure you notice it. Make sure you're very grateful. You thank the universe, God, whatever your thing is. You thank him for it because you'll have a bad day, and then most of your days will just be, there'll be a day.
Pro broadcaster, just explaining life. Yeah,
what a day is.
You'll have good days. You'll enjoy some. Blah, blah, blah.
That's mean, but it's funny.
Rock bottom is when Robbie the Mariners fan is effectively dissecting you on YouTube. Yeah.
And not on a dinner plate.
Yeah.
Wow! That was not needed, Josh.
Sorry.
I'm joking.
No, that's a solid point from Shit Show. Oh.
Did
we do that together? That wasn't bad. Little Eckle impression there, Josh. Very, very good. A little bit left.
There'll be whatever you make it. Did I pinky? Did I do a pinky? I didn't mean to do a pinky. If I did a pinky, it was purely instinctual. Did I? Someone texting in saying, you had the Signal app around this date. Nope, that might actually come up in the stuff we're talking about. The fact that Aaron didn't even have Signal then.
He can't keep his mouth shut about this stuff. Like, dude, I think it's kind of irrelevant what apps you had. You sent a nude image of a woman who didn't want you to. Like, that's what happened, dude. You did it on a live stream. The person who received it has confirmed it. Like, whether you had the Signal app or not, really irrelevant to the situation. I feel like it doesn't have any bearing on the case. I think this lawyer is just having a good time. It just no, actually, I don't even think it's the lawyer telling him wrong information, or misinterpreting information. I think it is just Aaron going to his lawyer and telling him these things, and his lawyer going, "Yeah, that might help." And then Aaron goes, "Yes, that's going to help. I'm going to go rub it into my audience." His audience of haters. Like, it's amazing. All right, so that was that one. That was just the shortish one. We got to get to Doggygate. You guys familiar at all with or I put it as Martinigate. Martini Dog. You guys familiar with how Aaron Imholte's trying to own Patrick Melton from Nobody Likes Onions?
I saw a little something on Patrick dressing his dog up like a martini or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about the gist of what I caught.
So this it's sprinkled throughout the dog stuff, but this is where I'm pretty sure this is where I thought the projection was insanely out of control. But I don't know. Let's see what happens.
That's where the shit hits the fan.
You know what? Twice a week, if you count Wednesday. There's usually one or two morning shows where the goal's easy every week. So we'll say 3 days a week. I get to come on here and just bullshit and pontificate and just do my show. Like, half the week is spent doing it radio style. The other half of the week is, hey, brother, can you spare a dime? It's, we're getting.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about that is the fact that the way he describes it, it sounds like the first 3 days of the week or first 2.5 days, I just do a show. And then the last 2.5 days, I beg for money. Now, you beg for money the vast majority of the time. And in amongst there, you grab some stories off Twitter and try and riff on it, which, hey, again, if people like it, they like it. It's fine. It's him acting like he's some superior being in the process of doing it.
There. We're getting there. So 4 perfect weeks in a row. 4 perfect weeks in a row. Sometimes
that is for him and him alone. The 4 perfect weeks in a row. Nobody cares if you hit your goal or not, Aaron. We couldn't give the slightest shit. What's funny is your begging and these reactions. This is hilarious that you've got to sit there and try and convince people that you've had 4 perfect weeks in a row as if that means anything or has any fucking intrinsic value.
It's a little messy getting there. JJHMU says half the week is set. No, it's not. You can't do 1 day. That's what I always say. People are like, oh, yeah, well, some days it gets really hard for you to do the goal. Yeah, you couldn't do a show. Like, the fact that I'm even in a position where I'm like, today's going to be close. Suck it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, it's amazing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I wake up in the morning and like I hit my goal around about, 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon when I finish work. Like he's acting like his quote unquote job is something special that he's above anyone else on. Like, oh, you couldn't do it. No,
Yeah.
the dude probably does check in and check out of work every day, and he gets his paycheck like every other human being. Like, you're just another guy doing another show, Aaron. There's nothing special about any of this. You guys want to chime in with anything?
I just don't think he could hack it if it was a real 9 to 5 or whatever you want to call it type of punch in, punch out. Like you said, we all hit the goal every fucking day. Our goals are a little different.
I mean, does he think this is like an honorable high, like blue collar, not high class, but like a blue collar honorable job that should be romanticized in some, you know what I mean? Some working class tell-all book. No, it's like you're talking into a microphone begging for money, dude. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy to scam to somehow get people to send you money, but there's a million harder jobs than what you're doing.
Yeah, it's just his arrogance about how good he thinks he is at it, which is, I guess, why I keep coming back. Like, I just find it fascinating that he's this confident about it. Like, everything's falling apart, Aaron. But anyway.
But it's so many rungs above the ladder from you. Your unhappiness is not my burden. Don't make it so. Find your own way in life, child.
All right, so this is where the projection's really going to kick in hard. So, yeah, he's, again, projecting this onto the commenter who just, what was it, like half the week, most of the week is begging for money or whatever. Like, and then he's gone into this little rant. And, yeah, putting your negativity onto someone else. I mean, isn't that what you do every day, Aaron? You're going through all this bullshit and you lash out at people?
Bunch of people triggered us in our YouTube comments yesterday because I pointed something out about their hero. They didn't like it. They thought that he was telling.
What a lot of people, I think, are missing on this point right here is, yes, of course, none of us consider Patrick Melton our hero. Like, Patrick Melton has always been a nice guy to me, and I'm entertained by his show. In no way is he a hero to me. But I think this is the bit that people are missing is that's what Aaron thinks his listeners think of him. They think he's a hero. That is his projection of this is what my audience think of me. I'm a hero. So this is what these people would think of Patrick Melton. Like, he's always projecting. He's always putting something out that he feels himself, and I feel like that's a big one there. Like, how little he thinks of his audience, that like he's their hero, he stands way above them.
The truth. I'm like, I've been telling you for 2 years that guy's a lying sack of shit, and now he's lying about it. Patrick's lying about a dog he's triggered by, and they're like, no, Patrick showed it, and I'm like, yeah, and then he cut it off before. No, he showed the picture. I'm like, I showed 4 pictures, and we talked about it for a while. He cut it off, got red faced, and got mad. And they're like, go find your episode and show me where it is. I'm like, just because you're triggered and I've smacked your boy around again. Yeah, he takes 50 hours a week, can't do it. I take 5 minutes strafing him.
I love his ability to just make things up and just that's what it is. You know, like in 5 minutes he destroyed Melton. Now, again, I'm not here to stick up for Patrick Melton or anything, but this thing that he thinks he's owned Patrick Melton with is A, so ridiculous, and B, so far off the mark that he looks more like an idiot than Patrick could ever look with his big own of the situation. Written Asylum, Dean, you're my hero, but only because electricity scares me and I render unto the pros to do dangerous. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Is that Aaron's Nazi salute?
You know, he has the Elon Musk Nazi salute if you donate, I think it's $50. If you donate $50, he'll play the Elon Nazi salute. So yeah.
That's interesting. Who would pay $50 for that?
It's all about hitting the goal, right?
Well, Yeah, I mean, he just comes up with these things to be like, if you donate this much, we'll do this. And then after a while, he just keeps doing it. But people have forgotten that that's what they get for $50. They're just donating $50 because, I mean,
I want my
don't-
Twister. I want my Twister game.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was $100. But
$100.
again, as we exposed on this show, when someone from Canada donated $100 and we did the math for Aaron, he was losing
gonna
money
lose.
on that deal.
Did
Yeah,
anyone
he was-
ever ask if the Canadian guy if he got his Twister?
Yeah, I forget the guy's name, actually. We need to go back to the episode, find the guy's name. I don't think he ever got Twister.
I would say he didn't.
That's man, you can't even pay up with he.
Well, we were going to do the bit, and I remember Kahuna was on when that was happening, and we were going to do
Oh,
the bit.
yeah.
People were going to chip in for me to donate to get the Twister. And then I was just like, he just won't send it. And then we're out $100 for nothing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. I'm not giving this
We could
man
take him to Judge Judy's small claims court. That'd be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and he loses
the mental.
his mind.
I'm sorry.
like,
The mental
that's
image
not
of
my
me and you just standing in terribly fitting suits, taking toe to Judge Judy. I'm sorry. That made me laugh. That's a funny mental image.
Ability to do your homework. Go find it, bitch, or don't f***ing cry to me. It is fun. I wish.
I love that when I'm going to make up a bunch of shit and, like, you know, just. And there's like when someone said, "Can you point us to where that happened?" No, you go figure it out, cunt.
Yeah, do
Like,
your homework.
Yeah.
Do your homework.
It's like whenever you're in a group chat with someone and they post some outrageous, like, did you see this is happening? Like some news story, and you're like, can you find, like, where'd you see that? It's everywhere. So you scroll your feed, you don't see it. Do you have a news link? Find it yourself. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's like, if it's everywhere, you should be able to show me. This is, you made the claim. You back it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. We've got a little mini segment later on that's going to dive into that with our friend Draymond Green. But let's continue with Aaron Imholte.
Look, it's a flaw of mine. It's a personality flaw. I wish I didn't have it. I wish that kind of stuff didn't give me enjoyment. But there is a perverse part of me that goes, watching these people go insane because of you feels good. I mean, when Melton does it, it doesn't feel good because that's just, people write to me and they're like, yeah, he melted down over something you said about him today.
My favorite thing about these people is someone wrote to me. Someone told me about it. Dude, you watched it. Just say that you watched it. You saw it. But I guess in this instance, it's like someone will write to me and say he melted down again. It's like, yeah, because they know that you won't watch it and you'll just run with that narrative. Thank you, Jason and Mesa, for one gifted membership. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it's the whole thing of like he either goes into detail about it. It was like, well, you clearly watched the clip. This is not someone telling you, or he's making up that somebody sent him a message about Melton melting down. Look, Patrick Melton does get a bit over the top sometimes, where I'm like, why are you defending yourself to this degree? You sound a little bit fucking guilty. But this topic is so insanely ridiculous that I find it funny that Aaron's turning it into a win.
Again, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to. It's so easy. He's the most sensitive of that whole group, so that one's not very difficult. But it's when the other ones come to me, like the actual people who all they're doing is watching. They're not invested at all. But I've gotten them so invested in me that they come to me to let me know how bad I've made them feel. That part I should stop enjoying. That is a fault. That is a personality flaw.
I mean, can you even follow that? Because these people aren't invested at all, but then they're so invested that they have to tell him, like, he can't even make his own narrative, like, followable. Like, if you're following it, I don't know, there's got to be an IQ issue, right? You know, and I hate to label people.
They're not invested, but they're invested in him.
Yes. Speaking of invested, the great Big Kahuna.
Oh, sorry.
Robbie, did you do it at the same time? Jesus Christ.
Yes. Oh my God.
Again.
Well-oiled. This is a well-oiled machine right here.
Yeah, when I'm leading into it, clearly, Robbie, I'm going to click on it so you can.
Yeah, I realized that the second after I clicked on it. By the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, and also the Jason and Mesa one I was about to get to as well. I was just going to finish my point, and then I was going to go over there and get to it. So anyway, Kahuna, the big Kahuna, who was a great guest on our show a few weeks back, and he heard his name mentioned, and he thought, you know what, I'm going to gift a few memberships, and he's gifted 5, and we thank you for that, big Kahuna.
Thank you.
All right, let's press play because I don't remember where we were at anyway.
Should stop, but I think they're upset that they have to come to me to have any kind of voice, that otherwise I won't hear them. Love it. And between the stuff,
I mean, again, isn't that what you're striving for as a broadcaster regardless? Like, you know, we've had people in the chat at times that just like, this show sucks, fucking end it all, da, da, da. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's people that don't like you for whatever reason, but
it's usually been comments at me saying I suck. Let's be honest here.
No, nobody says you suck, Robbie. That's silly.
No, you get a lot of love, Robbie. A lot of love.
Sure.
Don't distract me. I was onto a point. No, yeah,
sorry.
It's all engagement. It's all, you know, like, and Aaron always talks about I'm the heel and da, and like he's talking like, oh, I've worked these people up into a crazy frenzy, and I shouldn't do that. It shouldn't be the thing I should do. It's like, pick a lane, dude. Like, you either want to be that guy or you don't want to be that guy. But flip-flopping back and forth is just, I don't know, it just shows, again, the lack of fortitude, lack of genuinity. Is that a word? Genuinity? Anyway.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Cash, great point. The toe not only sucks, he swallows. Sorry, Josh. I just had.
No, I'm just saying he craves it. He loves it.
Yeah, it's just like, we all know that's what he wants. Like, that's all he desires is for people to be talking about him and discussing all of his ridiculousness. But I don't know, he just can't seem to lean into it. It's this weird, like, he's always got these moments where he could take a route where it's like, oh yeah, he's not so insane, but he literally takes the most insane path every single time. And it's like, that makes you start to think, is that a bit as well? Like, is his bit to be the most ridiculous and insane at all times?
Could be.
Yeah.
if I tell you that I'm going to do and then I do it, at some point you're just going to have to start believing me. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, you're going to have to go, you know, guy never lies. He always
Never.
I mean, to say that with a straight face is just amazing. The guy never lies, guys. He's never lied.
Never.
I think either he's just like a sociopath, or he just says so much stuff he doesn't even hear what's coming out of his mouth. It's like, yeah, this sounds good. I'm just going to keep saying it. Like, I don't think he realizes he actually just said one of the more ridiculous things I've ever heard, which is that he doesn't lie.
Well, he said it enough times. I'm sure he believes it.
That's true too.
Yeah. And, you know, as the great George Costanza once said, it ain't a lie if you believe it. Which, you know, if you commit to a lie, then sure. But that's the problem. He doesn't even commit to lies. Like, he'll literally contradict something he said the day before or seconds ago. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be all in, dude.
The predictions always come true. Oh God, if I gave you a prediction on something that we've been talking about this week privately, oh, some of you have been hinging your hopes on something, and if like news gets out, like I know the news, and then you'll know it a few weeks down the road, but there might be a fleeting moment where I go, that's kind of fun. But
top 3 in the world. Top 3 broadcasters in the world, he considers himself. Up there with up there with Anthony Cumia and Bubba the Love Sponge, which again shows how in a tiny little bubble this man is. Like, he's got no idea the all of the different broadcasters out there that are crushing it. I mean, I don't even like the guy, but Stephen A. Smith just got $100 million contract for 5 years. And this guy's talking about Anthony Cumia and Bubba the Love Sponge. Anthony Cumia going to WABC, which congratulations, but Sunday nights 8 to 10. And Bubba the Love Sponge doesn't have a gig, but he is a part of Super Tip, and we'll talk about Super Tip later. But yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge is not riding high. It's such a tiny little bubble that he lives in, and not understanding at all of how so many more big names are crushing it in broadcasting. But I'm sorry, we have to go back again, because follow this, fellas, follow it.
Personality flaw. I should stop.
I went too far. Sorry, my bad.
Whether you hate me, you're going to have to go, guy never lies. He always nails it. The predictions always come true. Oh, God, if I gave you a prediction on something that we've been talking about this week privately, some of you have been hinging your hopes on something. And if news gets out, I know the news, and then you'll know it a few weeks down the road. But there might be a fleeting moment where I go, that's kind of fun. But I'll let you.
So, what? He didn't explain anything there at all. Now,
what is he talking about? Do you know?
Yeah, so I unfortunately I do. Last week I said it's getting kind of gross because I do know what Aaron's talking about when he does this nonsense. But what he's saying is he got some news about his revenge porn case, and he said there's going to be a deal very, very soon, and he might have got away with very little, which doesn't surprise me. But he's got to mask it because he's been told not to talk about it. So he's got to try and not talk about it, but he really needs to talk about it. So it's this really dumb, ridiculous wording that doesn't say anything. And it's like anyone just tuning in out of nowhere going, oh, what's this show? A morning show. I need a new morning show. They click on it and go, what the fuck is he talking about? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't even know if we're going to get to the dog stuff at this point.
You figure that one out on your own. McBuster, I have seen the Bed Monkey episodes. Make no mistake, that's him. Dressing his puppy up, taking his puppy on play dates, doing Bed Monkey. That's who he really is.
Now, again, I'm not sweeping for Patrick Melton. I'm not sticking up for Patrick Melton. I know what Bed Monkey is. It's a series of comedy skits, clips. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to mute. That Patrick uploaded to YouTube or whatever. They're clear, and he's going to say that's who he is. That's who he is. Those comedy skits are who he is. Now he's getting into the dressing up his dog. Now look, I couldn't care less about dressing up your dog, but this is Aaron's big own. He's owning Patrick for this. So let's hear how savage he is on Patrick about dressing up his dog.
All of his wanting to be me, that's a character. He wishes he could do a show like this. He tried. He got 30 viewers. He wants to be what I am. He wants to do the kind of show I do.
How's the hand? He wants to be me. He wants to do this. He tried to do it. He got 30 viewers. Yeah, cool, Aaron. You crushing it.
Every day. He can't, so he has to watch. Those who can do, those who can't watch others. Yeah,
is that the saying? I thought the bit was those who can't do coach, right? Isn't that the joke? Or teach? Sorry. Fuck.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Aaron's thing, it'd be coach.
Yeah, exactly. That's what threw me off because I was fucking thinking about Coach Imholte over here. Shit Show says Bed Monkey rules. You like Bed Monkey? I mean, look, they're okay. I get the humor in it. I get the comedy side of it. Anyway.
Drain says dressing your dog for pictures at the park. That is literally what it does. Yes, it is. But I think the
sorry, Shit Show had to cut out faggot. But I love doing that because
Robbie perked up.
every single time. Every time. But yeah, dressing a dog up again. Yeah, all right. Do gay people do that, or
What
is
the hell's
it
wrong
like?
with dress? I feel like
I
it,
think
it
anybody,
depends on the
normal people
dog.
do that.
If you have a Shih Tzu, they were made to dress up. Like if you're not dressing up your Shih Tzu, like what's the point of having a Shih Tzu? But maybe that's
This
just
is a
me.
golden. This is a golden doodle, Robbie. It's a golden doodle.
What's that again?
I
Like
think it's a golden retriever cross poodle. I guess.
It still sounds like it should be dressed up.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Well, they're fluffy. You know, they're fluffy like a poodle. Anyway.
On one hand, he said, it's not my dog. That's not my dog. And then took it off the screen. Didn't show the other pictures I showed because that's not my dog, even though the other picture is him clearly in the park with the dog petting him. He didn't show you that one because he doesn't tell you the truth. And I don't.
All of these pictures that Aaron's talking about, I've seen them on Patrick Melton's stream. Like Aaron's saying that he didn't show these pictures. The only reason I know what these pictures are is because I saw them on Patrick Melton's stream. It's very funny that he thinks that Patrick didn't show it. But don't you love this pause screen? Look at this.
It's a beautiful stop right there.
That's great. Shit show has a Shih Tzu. Well,
yeah, but I just like the way you did it with the 5.
He has a 5.
Oh, the 5. Sorry, the 5 hit Tzu. Yeah, very good. Very good. What is a Shih Tzu? A zoo with no animals. It's a classic, that one.
Yeah.
He shouldn't tell you guys the truth. Those of you who like him, he shouldn't tell you the truth. And you're so obsessed with me, you will believe anything he says. So if I were him, I'd lie to you.
Honestly, as a Patrick Melton viewer and knowing a lot of the others, they call him out in the chat all the time. Like, if people call him out on his bullshit all the fucking time. Like, it's so funny that he thinks there's this like these mindless morons just following along. Again, projection. That's what he thinks of his audience. He knows his audience will follow his lies and bullshit blindly, and he assumes that's what Patrick Melton's listeners do. No, we know what's a bit. We know, you know. Oh, yeah, anyway. Justin Herb, sorry. The only way to watch Steel Toe is watch other people shit on it. Yes,
that is pretty true.
And I appreciate you joining us for it.
Like he does too. But on one hand, he said, it's not my dog. I don't know what Aaron's talking about. And then on the other hand, he goes, no, I put the dog in the Martini outfit because he had a cone on and I thought it fit. It's like, which one is it? Because you don't do that to strangers.
They literally just made, like, play the clip. Literally just made that up. That's what Patrick said. Patrick never said any of that. But again, who gives a shit? Let's get to the pictures, get to the photos, Aaron. The part that proves you're an absolute moron.
Dogs. Which one is it? Is it not your dog? Or is it your dog and you dressed it up and you got him? Someone says, show all the pictures. Well, wait a minute. If that's not his dog, then who's that?
So that's Patrick's dog and Patrick behind it. Yeah. You'll agree with that?
Wait a minute. I thought it wasn't his dog. Wait a minute.
No, that's definitely Patrick's dog. And he definitely claims ownership of that dog. Definitely.
He didn't show this one. Wait a minute. Did he show wait a minute. If that's not his dog, why is he with him again at a puppy play date in the park?
Well, again, yeah, that's again Patrick's dog playing with another dog. Well, you know, they're looking up at their owners, waiting for the cue to chase a ball or something. Yeah, that certainly looks like Patrick's dog for sure.
Wait a minute. He didn't show this one and address it. So he just walks around following this other person's dog around? I mean, that's actually weirder. I would just admit it's my dog and stop being such a about it. Instead,
so he made up the thing that Patrick denied it was his dog. Patrick just denied that the Martini dog was his dog. This is his dog. So now in Aaron's head, Patrick's denying having a dog, and he follows the dog around. Like, it's amazing the way he bounces from point to point.
Instead of going, no, you don't understand, guys. I really am a big tough guy.
I saw Robbie's little fist bump then. Rover is here, and Rover is showering us with 20 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Rover.
Thank you, Rover. Rover, look, Josie gets her comment up because I was trying to take the gifted memberships off the screen, but no, I'll try and put it back on. Anyway, Patrick's dog is a real dog, though unlike Gordy, like a bitchy gay dude's dog. Yes, good point. Aaron's dog, Gordy, is one of those little rat. What is it? Is it a Chihuahua?
Jesus.
Oh, hang on, Robbie.
Those dogs give me the shivers. I'm sorry.
What, Chihuahua?
It's like a purebred Chihuahua. Yeah, those things.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I hate tiny little shitty. Look at it. Sorry, Robbie, I'm giving you a task. Moody's here because Moody's in the US.
Okay.
And so he can't usually be here live. But Dean, can you Google image search God Emperor of Dune, and then zoom in on Robbie? Robbie, can you do that for us?
What's that mean?
Well, just
I'm not a Dune guy.
We'll just Google image search God Emperor of Dune.
Okay.
Or June. Can you do that for me?
God Emperor of Dune. Okay.
I love that I'm letting Moody derail our show. To how much respect I have for the man, I'm letting him derail our show. Thanks again, Rover, by the way. This guy is just been so good to our channel. We appreciate it.
It just sends me a bunch of books that they want me to buy. It's like a giant slug thing, maybe? Oh, I get it.
It took a second.
What is it?
Took a second.
You've got the ability to share screen and shit, so you can do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Okay. How do I do that again?
I'll take this off. You go to present and then you share your window.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. 1 second.
Yeah.
Share screen. There we go.
Show the clip.
Kind of looks like if you zoom in, because the way the hood is.
Your hoodie.
Yeah, or this one. Can you?
I
that?
can't.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Well, anyway. All right. Thanks, Moody, for derailing our show.
What the hell is? Why is that? Okay, interesting. I'm gonna exit out of here before.
Yeah, get that out of there. All right. You'll
just follow.
I see what he was going
constantly. You're trying to get back your reputation that Red Bar stole from you. But both Red Bar and I have exposed you. And now you're cursed to just watch me or have no viewership. And the only people who watch you are the kind of men who obsess about another man endlessly.
I mean, obsess is probably a bit much, Aaron.
Yeah, it's a little.
He's blaming the search engine I used as the reason it didn't work very well.
He did say Google Images, Robbie.
Well, then I would have had to exit out and then typed in Google. It would have been a whole to-do.
Oh, yeah, well, you know. Yeah. Heaven forbid you do something for the show, Robbie.
I bought a fucking cord, asshole.
Got him, yes.
But he's such a sweet boy. And then, of course, look at the costume Patrick put on his puppy. Oh,
all right, so
that's
there
not
it
the
is.
same dog.
Is that the same dog?
As soon as that image, first time I saw that image, I was like, I've seen that on my Twitter and Facebook timelines for the last 5 or 6 years. Every year, this thing pops up. Like, I'd seen this thing before. I was like, Aaron, you've been fucking trolled.
You've been memed.
Yeah, exactly. It goes back as far as 2015, I believe. People have done some reverse image searches on it. It goes back, like 8-10 years. It's amazing.
How's he going to spin this one? That's what I want to know. Or will he just reference?
He doesn't. Yeah, no, he'll just stick by the fact that this is Patrick's dog, and he denied having the dog just because he has a dog that looks similar.
Yeah, do your homework. Come on.
It's amazing. But yeah, supposedly, and we all know Patrick Melton's a liar, so we don't know if we can take his word for it. But he says Brad, his female dog, was born in 2020, and this image goes back apparently as far as 2015. I think the oldest I saw was 2018. But anyway, again. The silliness of this, I love it. The Chad Zumock thing. Now this, we're all talking about it because, isn't this insane? This is what we're talking about. This.
Oh, he dresses him up. And then there's the Halloween costume where they all pose together. Oh, it's just so sweet.
Wait, show that picture then. I wasn't aware of the Halloween costume where they all pose together.
Oh, we don't have that picture?
They're upset about that one, aren't they? I can't wait to see the copes in the chat. They've gotta be coping. Someone says, now show Gordy. Right. Yeah, I'll bring Gordy right on the show. I'll go, whoop, this is my dog. I don't show you Gordy and then go, it's not my dog. Aaron's a liar. It's not my dog.
Again, Patrick never denied having a dog. He denied the dog that's at a minimum 5 years older than probably at a minimum about 7 years older than his dog. He denied owning that dog. That's all that happened.
He's just denying the Martini.
That's my little.
Yes, that's right.
Little puppy. I love my little Gordy.
Yeah, he loves his little Gordy. Gordy shits and pisses in his bed. You think Gordy loves him? Pets that love you don't shit and piss in your bed.
Yeah, that's what if you leave your cat by themselves for a week and just have a house sitter come and feed them, that's what they do when you get back is fuck you, and they'll do that one time. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, Gordy leaving that little shit in the bed, that's another win for Gordy.
But he also does it. Yeah, well done. He does it regularly though. So I know what you're saying, Robbie. The cat does it. It lashes out and says, "Hey, don't do that. Don't do that again." I'm shitting on your bed to say, "Don't do that again."
Yeah.
Gordy does this regularly to Aaron.
So does he just not take care of the dog then? Or that's kind of no matter. Yeah, that's weird.
Well, April wanted the dog. Right, but April didn't want
to. So he must not like Aaron to begin with, then.
That's probably true.
Yeah, April didn't want to take the dog because the kids knew the dog, and she didn't want to take the dog away from the kids. You know what I mean? So she left it with Aaron, but the poor thing, and the kids left it locked in the crawl space a few weeks back for hours.
Poor dog.
Poor dog. No wonder. Joseph Langs said he's being over the top because he knows he's lying. That's probably true.
Yeah.
Or he knows he's wrong, sorry. He also says Gordy shits under his desk. Yeah. Aaron's told stories about rolling Gordy
with his foot.
nuggets with his foot. I don't necessarily buy that. I think he stepped over a Gordy nugget one day and then made up a story of I'll tell a story on the show that I rolled it with my foot and blah blah blah. Michaela says animal neglect is animal abuse. It is. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. My dog would also say, though, that having children under 6 that are obsessed with the dog, that's abuse as well. She was not happy with the kids today, just wanting to be all over her. But anyway, I think we can end on that. Look at that facial expression from Aaron. We'll leave it on that. He's as red-faced as possible. We've got more clips to get to. I don't want to miss out on the other stuff. I think we've talked this to death. That was our Aaron for the week. Goodbye, Aaron.
Bye-bye, Aaron. Say hi to Slampiece.
Yes. That was that. Now, I don't have a key segment this week, but she is involved in the...
Have no loyalty to those two pieces of shit. There's no loyalty among all the fake people. Everyone in the chat, they're all fucking losers that fucking live vicariously through this shit. They have no fucking lives. Shut the fuck up with your opinion. It's a friend I'm telling you, shut the fuck up and talk about things you know about, but don't lower yourself to the level of this bunch of... Fair? No, you're not allowed to say to me, let's say you were stolen materialistic piece of shit. Flat bro.
Thank you. I always love either you or Echo does that, and I know it's time to do the segment. Yeah, again, I think not that I think, I know all of the clips today, well, the Aaron Imholte and Geno segments have all come from Stalin 19. I forgot to mention that earlier. Or Stallion. Send me a message on Twitter which one you prefer. Because I like saying Stalin 19, but I just think that sounds more badass. Yeah, but if you prefer Stallion 19, we got a YouTube comment of someone saying it's pronounced Stallion. I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. I like to get people's name pronunciations right. But anyway, I appreciate you and your clipping because you helped me out a lot this week with your clips. And this Geno segment this week, a 56-year-old child basically is what I'm going to describe this week's clip as. It's Geno squashed it with Ray DeVito.
I was hammered last night. By the way, lost my glasses before I even started drinking last night. Walk into the subway.
Good trajectory.
Yeah, eyeglasses popped out of my pocket. So now I can't see, goddammit. Like the cheaters aren't the right length.
I have never seen you that drunk, to be honest. And then you ripped apart my entire studio.
So I was at the stand, and then
56-year-old man in the middle of the week, and his wife says, "I've never seen you that drunk before." off to a flyer, Gino.
I had some drinks with who?
Oh.
I had drinks with Ray DeVito.
No.
I had drinks with Ray DeVito.
How long did it take? 29 minutes?
So Ray DeVito, who for the last couple of years he cannot stop saying is a piece of shit and all that. So he got to go to the stand and catch up with Ray DeVito. And he squashed it. He squashed it with Ray.
Squashed it. Because it's like I believe it's the
you did a guest spot.
Please, the last thing I needed was
I was talking to good old Danny P about Ray the other day.
Ray's insane. Like I can't.
He just said he squashed it. Ray's insane. All right, you're insane, Gino.
I can't care anymore. I'm like, look, I'm over it, Ray. Like I'm like, you need to stop listening to anyone in the Dabbleverse. And I gave him I'm like, Ray, I know that you podcast in front of a jogging machine and from other people.
Yeah, I know.
But and I said,
what is a jogging machine?
Kiki, you should know better. All right. Yeah, he's not going to find the word treadmill. Don't fucking derail him. He was on his way to a point. All right. This is these two are the worst. They're the worst. Like, don't distract him. He was on a way to something.
No, he really is.
Elliptical machine.
He's in like a different rentable office space.
Yeah, but I said in your defense, Ray, all these people with money that are maybe I'm wrong, but I said, Ray, these people because they all if they're doing so well, why do they have to give money to Kevin Brennan to shit on people?
Yeah,
and make them feel better about their lives. I like to think the people that give us money.
Before he goes on, they're doing so well. Why do they have to give money to Kevin Brennan to shit on people? Because it makes them laugh, Gino. And a lot of these comics, I find amazing. These people who are comics or grown up in comedy, they always talk about people shitting on them or trashing them. Like, I think most of us look at it as ball busting. Like, you just, having a few fucking jabs back and forth. But there's a lot of these thin-skinned comics that are like, they can't take it. And they're like, he's trashing me or he's shitting on me. Nah, just making fun of you. That's all it is.
That my sink was.
Well, I had a whole Ponzi scheme theory about this.
Go on.
How they started this by just sending each other money to make it look like people are giving big super chats.
Right. And that was ages ago, right? Though the Ponzi.
Well, yeah, and then it took on because people are dumb enough to do it.
I don't think I was.
Wait. So again, Rover, this guy's shitting on you at the moment. All right. So his Ponzi scheme is that they just started giving each other money, but then it caught on because people are dumb enough to do it. Not really a Ponzi scheme anymore, then, is it? Like, a Ponzi scheme is money that goes nowhere. You're just robbing people of their money. Like, if people caught on to it and people are donating, then it's just donations for a show. Well, I don't know. Conspiracy theory seems a little off, but he's calling Rover dumb, is what I heard out of that. He said these people are dumb enough to do it. Rover gave us 20 memberships before. They call him dumb.
That hammered when I was talking to her, when I remember all the conversations. I think I literally got hammered with DeVito at the end.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did he start talking about? What was he like? I need money.
Mint diggity. Thank you for the $1 Rumble Rant. Gino, is it squashed between you and DeVito?
Unless he's mad at me for spilling the beans, because he took a picture of us that he's going to show on the show. And I like being right about stuff, because for all the shit that went on, all the stuff I've said.
Yeah. Gino. He's gone into 3 different things in about, 15 seconds? He gives us a question, is it squashed? Never even touched on that. And then started on 3 topics without going anywhere with any of it.
He's really good at this.
He's amazing. Anthony Cumia lost money for 2 years paying this man.
And what was that thing on his head? Was that new special NFL helmet that they're wearing for CTE?
Yeah.
What's the context on that?
They're they use them in rugby and Australian rules.
He plays rugby?
No, I assume. I know he had a Queensland rugby shirt on a show back a while back. I think maybe he has a retarded Queensland fan, because that did look like the maroon colours of Queensland. So there might be a retarded Queenslander that enjoys Gino Bisconti.
Yeah. I hate being mad at people. Yeah. I walked by him and I leave the back and I walk, and DeVito's at the table, and I walk by him, and I'm telling you raw energy, and you can tell, you feel his energy. He's like, this is stupid. And I go like this, and I go, how are you, buddy? He's like, good, man. And then I go sit down, and he walks up. He's like, let's do shots of Jameson. And when a guy says that to me,
sure,
I don't care who he is or what our past is. I'm like, let's. Yeah. But and they give us 2 huge shots.
56.
So what exactly did they patch up then? It sounds like he's like, well, this asshole, I'm going to drink, and if I see a drink, like, I don't care who it is.
I'm drinking.
Yeah. All you have to do to Gino. So if I ever meet Gino Bisconti, I'll just say, you want a shot of Jameson? I know I've been shitting on you for the past however many years, but let's do a shot of Jameson. Why not? It's that simple. This drunken moron has no idea what he's talking about. Cannot tell a story. Cannot finish a thought. Oh my God, he's the worst.
And he's Ray. And
Kiki, stop hitting sound effects. It's not
that literally startled me. I was like, what the hell is that?
Jesus Christ. Coach Futterman, is it possible these people are so low IQ and addicted to some substances that they forget why they were feuding? That's possible. That's definitely possible. Sorry. We're going to have to wrap it up soon. Anyway, a little bit more.
Oh,
don't worry.
Family stuff?
Yeah.
So Harari's walking by. He's like, see, we're being nice.
He's like, you still got any of those mattresses?
What was it that you said that he told you, Gino?
Oh, so he's like, and I'm gonna be. He's like, look, honestly, he goes,
and
like,
no one's mad here.
Yeah, no, he's like, honestly, I gave out Counter's number and I gave out Anthony's, but I really didn't give out E-Rock's, and I didn't give out your brother's. And he goes like this. He's like, I didn't know you had a brother. And I'm laughing with Ray DeVito. And it really is. It's like this. I'm gonna compliment myself here, and I suck at being mad.
How about you don't? How about you don't compliment yourself? Oh, I'm done with Gino.
Unfortunately, the pineapple's no longer here. We couldn't take his disrespect towards me any longer.
He was sold to a nice Irish family.
The pineapple's busy this weekend, traveling and stuff. I don't think there's a pineapple pint today. I don't know.
I think there is. I thought he said there was a pineapple pint.
Oh, there's a pineapple pint. Just couldn't do the stuff with me.
I think.
Like I said, the disrespect.
Yeah. I just want to quickly jump to this one before we get to our closeout clips. The Shulli Network. I don't know how they've got away with this. Fucking nonsense.
You're welcome. Thank you,
What
Donna,
the
for the
fuck?
$20. CMJ 00511, member for 16 bleeding months, John.
Wow, I can't sincerely thank you for being a member for something you get nothing for that.
Nothing out of this. First night allowed.
So someone sent Shulli a Stuttering John puppet. And this
Okay,
guy,
that's what I
Looney Tunes-
thought that was.
Yeah, and this guy, Looney Tunes critic, did this Clay Dabbler, or Clay Duty as he calls himself, puppet. And these guys went live, and this is a couple of weeks old. These guys went live with this, and something that might have been mildly amusing for 2.5 minutes. They did an hour.
Oh my God.
Just reading super chats.
So people actually watched like for an hour of super chatting? That's its own.
There's all these super chat, and you know what's funny? You look at the comments on this episode, like it's, I don't know, 50-50, 60-40, I don't know, but it would go from "I love this is hilarious" to the next comment would be "Who thought this was a good idea?" And then "Oh, I couldn't get enough of this," to "This would have been good for like a 2-minute video." You know what I mean? Like it was just back and forth of like people hating it, and so yeah, there's a lot of, and whether they're paid for or not, that with all the talk about the Shulli Network buying views and like doing fake super chats, nothing has made me believe it more than this steaming pile of shit that they put out and got tons of super chats for.
Do you
That's
agree
amazing.
that
I'm enjoying
that
the
the other
Stone Cold
puppet, Ozzy on the right there looks kind of like John Wangland?
Who?
It does a little bit actually, yeah. Johnny podcasting. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
IPA. Only thing that could make it better is the Scott Uncle Rico theme. The Scott Uncle Rico theme.
You mean Uncle Dicko? Those losers. They're dying. They're dying. Took 4.5 years, but they're dying. I think.
Damn.
Sorry. So he's literally just doing Stuttering John the way Stuttering John would do his show. Like there's no comedy to it, you know, and honestly, Stuttering John is far more entertaining than Shulli's awful Stuttering John impression. I think is fucking terrible.
I'm gonna see that in my nightmares now.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that puppet's scary
Yeah.
looking, man. It's kind of.
But yeah, this puppet was sent to the wrong person. Do not ever do this again, Shulli.
Do me. How come your kids don't talk to you, Doomy? Well, who's this Doomy of which he's speaking, James Q. Legend?
You know, before you bring up insults about me and my family, how about you learn how to spell dummy?
Also, why don't you learn how to spell Doomy before you bring up his family?
I would, God damn it.
Oh my
So
God.
you know what's funny about that is like Clay would like interrupt and talk over to Stuttering John, which made it a really shitty podcast. So yeah, let's recreate that. Let's recreate a shit podcast and let's do it for laughs. I know I've seen you guys cackling. This is fucking tremendous. Do you want some more? Do you want some more? I'm gonna give you some more. This garbage.
Sorry, John.
Go. Getting angry.
Oh my God, you can see the guy with the puppet in the. This is awful.
Who was that? I heard something.
I never noticed that. You're right. Shulli's popping in. He's popping into the screen.
Jewish. West Little, $4.99. John is looking better. John is looking better than cock meat sandwiches, I think is what he's trying to say.
Thank you.
Geary Rexwork.
Oh, you are a comedic genius, Shulli. Thank you. Yep, good follow up to that. This is high class comedy.
$2. No, Mike Morse. Well, this could be the greatest show yet.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mike Morse. Fuck off. We use this untalented.
Yeah. Talk over each other a bit more. That's fucking great. This is people. Money's flooding in. Honestly, I tried to get that the screenshot that's in the thumbnail of the Stuttering John puppet. I kept skipping forward to try and find a spot where there was no super chat on the screen, just so I could get a clean. I couldn't find one. I couldn't. The whole show is just reading super chats and just reacting the way Stuttering John would, but not in the funny way that Stuttering John would in terms of Stuttering John being a moron. It's Shulli's take on Stuttering John being a moron. Like, it really is the worst. Carl, I'm throwing it out to you. WATP, this show needs to be torn apart. Stop sweeping for Shulli. This is garbage.
Piece of shit.
Fucking faxer. Hey, here's a fact. You're a faxer. Fuck
Oh,
you.
snap.
Killed them.
Yeah, look, it's just overall bad. So I'm going to leave it there, but I thought I'd end on that one. Of his attempt at a Stuttering John insult. It's like, you're intentionally being bad? Like, is that the gimmick? Intentionally just doing a shitty show and laughing at us all because money's just flowing in? Ugh. Moody says this. Oh, not BYB. This is a poor man's voice super tip. It is. And BYB says Kumia backs him too. Yeah. Kumia is generally the only time I can watch Uncle Rico. But yeah, I saw this puppet thing and I was like, I gotta check this out. And I was horrified by what I saw. That is the worst thing. That is worse than any Stuttering John podcast I've ever tuned into. Can
you imagine watching that without the sound? Oh, sorry. Can you imagine watching that without the sound on, though? It would be even worse. It would be a real nightmare for people. Just
bad.
All right, so I've got a couple of little things, and then we're going to get out of here. I wanted to hit on Draymond Green, and Robbie, you're not familiar with this. Josh, are you familiar at all with what Draymond was up to this week?
I don't think so.
Can I guess what it was first? Can I guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Knowing Draymond, was it a beef with Charles Barkley again?
No. In this instance.
Fuck.
So,
okay.
New York played the Warriors this week, and Draymond was on his podcast with Baron Davis and said this. Oh, hang on. There we go.
Ain't had a cat. You know, some would say he didn't play because Jimmy was in the building. I don't know.
It's like that.
You know, I'll tell you what. Though, I saw Cat Pops yesterday at the game, and it's always love. I got mad love for the OG. His pops.
He just wants to make sure that he points out that he saw Karl Anthony Towns' father, and he loves his father, but he's about to shit all over Cat.
Is an incredible man. But yeah, they said Cat ain't play because Jimmy came into town, and you know him and Jimmy had the infamous practice in Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
practice in Minnesota. You're telling me Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns have not been on the same court since Minnesota? The time in Minnesota together. So, Cat,
to be fair, that was pretty. The fact I remember what he's talking about, I haven't watched an NBA game in 3 years. That was a pretty infamous little situation.
I know, but that was pre-COVID. They were in Minnesota.
Yeah, it was like a year or two before COVID.
Yeah, so they've never been on the same court again since then.
You could look it up, but I'm much too lazy to basketball cross-reference.
With all the load management, that would make sense.
You know what? You're right, Josh. There is a chance they could have played each other 10 times, but one of them could have been out each of the 10 times, you know?
Yeah.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
And so,
what?
That's the thing. I don't know.
That's a conspiracy theory says he was hurt.
I don't know what was hurt. I didn't look that deep into it to figure out like what his injury.
Oh, you did. All right, so you didn't look that deep into it. He just.
How did people make money off this type of podcast? Like, I'm not saying we're great, but this is all these player podcasts. Like, every player has a podcast. It's just hard to listen to. Just like two guys reacting off what they're saying. Like, oh, you said something really inflammatory, and then the guy, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's saying in there, I didn't look too deep into it. This is just what I've been told.
Was or
Once again,
nothing like
somebody
that,
else
bro.
didn't do
You
their
know,
homework.
back like that.
What's that?
I said it once again. Somebody else not doing their homework. Hey, let's just take
Yeah.
the word of it.
Yeah, all right, that pretty much sums up that part of it. All right, so that's Draymond's gone on his podcast and said Karl Anthony Towns didn't play against the Warriors because he didn't want to see Jimmy Butler on that court. Now let's go to the press conference a day or two later that Draymond Green was in, and let's see what actually happened.
Reaction today to your comments about Cat?
No,
And are you aware of what the circumstances were of his
no,
absence?
no. What's the circumstance?
Apparently, he said he was at a funeral for a family friend.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. For my
So Kat was at a funeral for a family friend, the death of a family friend. So yeah, let's see how Draymond handles this.
comments that I made was what I heard was this. And that's what I heard. So I do send my well wishes to him and his family. You know, none of us
Send well wishes to the guy that just
inevitable.
died.
We all
Like what?
experience death in one way or another.
Sorry, that's just a weird phrasing of well wishes. Wouldn't you say like condolences or something?
Yeah.
Him and his family. You know, none of us. It's inevitable. We all experience death in one way or another, and we'll all experience it in the same way one day. So it's unfortunate. You never wish that on anybody, but the Draymond Green show with Baron Davis must go on.
Oh my God!
So
I mean, nobody asked whether your show was going to end or not. Like, as soon as they said he was at a funeral, Draymond, you say, "Oh shit, I fucked up on that one, didn't I?" Oh yeah, I apologize.
Like, he looks like a douche, but at least if he just doesn't, that last sentence about the show must go on, no one's going to remember that. Like, even though he looks like a douche for saying the well wishes and then pontificating about death, like no one wants to hear the philosophy of death from Draymond Green. But no one will remember it a week from now. Then he says that at the end. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
No, he's a douche for just even going there, like he said.
But still,
they told him, oh, he was at a funeral. Well, yeah, but that's not what I heard. I was told.
But like he said crazy, he said dumb shit on his podcast before, and it always eventually it's Draymond Green, so you forget it. But my God, that last sentence was like, holy shit.
I definitely wish them well and wish their family well and grieving. Because we all go through that, and it's never easy for anyone. But the Draymond Green show with Baron Davis will go on.
He doubled down on it.
Wait, you didn't repeat it?
No.
No.
He doubled down.
He said that twice.
He said it twice.
Oh my God, I would have bet all my money. I was like, oh, Ozzy must be replaying it for emphasis or something. Oh my God.
Sounded verbatim. He was pretty
That
close.
is wow.
All right, we got to wrap it up there. Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. Josh, hit us with your plugs.
You can give me an NJ Hunt 02 on X, or like I said, catch us here on Sundays, United States of Australia.
Robbie,
you can find us at Official USA Pod. I don't know why the check mark disappeared, even though I'm still paying for it for us. So I canceled it, hoping that once it cancels, the check mark will come back once I re-up. It's beyond confusing. I don't think our terribly managed and social media feed has ever said anything inflammatory enough to get checkmarked. So
deplatformed.
Yeah, that would be something if we got deplatformed with how terribly I manage our social media page. But anyway, and you can find me at Mariner Robbie on X, and you can find us on YouTube at United States of Australia.
Where you are here right now, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment if you're watching later. And Get My Go. We were live earlier. My microphone was playing funny buggers and I had to leave. But check out Get My Go. Echo Pineapple's channel. We couldn't do What's Your Handle today. Apparently he's doing Double Pint later though. Echo Pineapple put a 3 where the last E should be. And on X, I am at that Sussy guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia.